Hi, it's Angie Atkinson with QueenBeing.com. And today, Queen Being, we're going to talk about how to tell if you're married to a narcissist. All right? So let's go ahead and get started. So, if you've ever been in a sexual or romantic relationship with a narcissist, you might already know that a lot of times narcissists are more interested in, sex and pleasure than actual emotional intimacy. As a matter of fact, people diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder are more likely to philander and dump their partners than people who, you know, view important parts of the relationship, people who are take things more seriously. So essentially, narcissists are going to have a heightened sense of sexuality, but of course, they tend to view sex very differently than other people do. So there was a 2006 study done in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships. It was published. Anyway, narcissists see, according to that study, narcissists see sexuality more in terms of power, more in terms of influence and something daring, as opposed to people with low narcissistic qualities who often were associating sex more with caring and love. So that's why a lot of narcissists tend to bounce from one relationship to the next, and most often, those relationships, they don't really last long and they don't involve a whole lot of emotional intimacy. Okay, so even when they're in a relationship, narcissists always seem to be on the lookout for other partners and they're searching for like a better deal, according to the guy who did the study. Of course, whether that's because their heightened sexuality is an issue or because they think multiple partners will actually make them feel better about themselves isn't really clear, according to what researchers say. I think there's probably a little bit of both there, but mostly the whole enhancing their self image thing. Okay, so essentially, like I said, narcissists are always on the lookout for a better deal, even when they're in a relationship. All right, so they typically have an inflated sense of, their own level of self importance, and they expect people around them to admire them and to then cater to them. So a lot of times narcissists appear to have an, overblown ego, and I don't think appear is the proper word. But they can be very charming if they want to be. A couple of other authors, Stephen Carter and Julia Sokol, uh, said that there are certain ways that you can tell if your significant other, is a narcissist. And so I put together this list of 12 common behaviors that narcissists and sociopaths are most likely to engage with. All right. So, one is, a lot of times it feels like you're the one doing most of the work in the relationship, right? Your partner's going to do things that will sabotage the relationship and then prevent it from moving forward. But of course, your partner won't let you go either. Y'all know what I'm talking about there, right? Now, another thing is that your partner probably has a history of troubled relationships and or addictions. On a side note there, a lot of times a narcissist will tell a current partner that his ex or her ex was psycho, crazy, and what's funny is that when you get to the place where you're actually in the devalue and discard phase, a lot of times all the things that the narcissist said about the ex is then said about you, and you have to wonder what, but that's how they roll. They have a pattern, right? All right. So your partner might also have had episodes of excessive or unjustified anger. Sometimes you've dealt with infidelity, they've cheated. A lot of times it's always your fault, right? Sometimes you're going to feel emotionally exhausted, completely drained by how hard you have to work to make or keep your partner happy. The relationship with a narcissist is going to be mostly focused around your partner's interests and activities. And when it's not, you're going to see that there's going to be an ugly argument or outburst happening. You might feel controlled. You might feel manipulated by the moods of your narcissistic partner, so much that you might feel like you're actually walking on eggshells all the time. You'll be like a slave to the whims of that person. Now, you might find yourself covering up or explaining or apologizing for the behavior of the narcissist. And, your narcissistic partner might actually go ahead and make decisions without discussing them with you. Decisions that matter, decisions that might impact your safety or your well being. You feel me? And then you might feel unsafe by some of the actions that your partner takes. So your partner is going to refuse to see your good intentions, always going to blame you for every situation, and is always going to make you admit that, you're wrong, even when that's really not the case. So sometimes you're going to find yourself desperately trying to remember the times when your partner actually bothered to show love for you or acted like you could do no wrong. And of course, this probably did happen early in the relationship because the partner was love bombing you. See? So let me ask you a question. Based on what I just told you, do you think you're married to a narcissist? If you are, I'm sorry, and I would love to hear about it. If you have been married to a narcissist, I'd love to hear about that too. All right? So tell me in the comments, what do you think about all that? Okay, share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your experiences in the comments, and let's talk about it. Okay. In the meantime, if you have questions, concerns, things you want to talk about, you can visit queenbeing.com if you want to talk about or learn about narcissism, narcissistic abuse recovery, and narcissistic personality disorder. If you're looking for personal one-on-one coaching, you can visit me at narcissisticabuserecovery.online. And if you're looking for a free 5-day email course designed especially for narcissistic abuse survivors, you can pick that up at narcissismsupportcoach.com. And one more thing, if you're looking for books on narcissism, narcissistic abuse recovery, or related areas, personal development for people who have been affected by these people, you can visit my Amazon page, which you can get to by going to booksangiewrote.com. Well, see you soon and have a great week. Oh, and as always, thank you for letting me be a part of your life and a part of your recovery.